Pilot Vance is the reason we've called you in for questioning, Pilot Summers. Her behavior and actions, beyond that of the personalization of her ship, have initiated this investigation. Do you have any comments regarding this matter, Pilot? I sighed, leaning back as much as I could in the flimsy composite chair they'd placed on my side of the room. Not really. Let's talk about the one combat mission you've flown on now. I couldn't imagine there'd be much that wasn't already part of Fisher's records. Investigators had access to everything, everywhere. If it had been taken down as data, they could mine it. Fisher took a long sip of his own coffee, staring down his nose at me. He smirked, then placed his cup on the desk, picking up a paper file that had been sitting on the desk. An actual paper file, like we were living in the old times or something. Like he was saying without saying it that this was a matter of such significance they'd needed a hard copy, maybe so they could throw it in my face, I don't know. This was your most recent assignment, was it not? Were you flying with modifications installed in your ship, Pilot Summers? I was. Our diagnostics have shown that you were using a heavily modified string of codes embedded in your targeting intelligence, and that you were using hardware that wasn't supplied as stock with the ship. The hardware housing this TI. Where did you acquire it? Like I said, they had all the data on the ready. This meeting was about something else. Power, control, manipulation. Technician Schraber removed it from Pilot Vance's ship a month or so ago. It was my first flight, and I knew an assignment was coming up, so I wanted to prepare myself as much as possible. Did Technician Schraber install the device for you? Schraber just took it out of Vance's ship. My techs did all the installation. As far as I know, Schraber specialized in Guernicas, not dogs. Interesting. Fisher seemed to consider something. Maybe Schraber was charted for an investigation as well. Maybe Schraber was trained to work on everything they'd ever made. Wouldn't surprise me. Schraber was kind of hard to put a pin in. He talked to Vance quite a bit, but generally ignored the rookies. I just figured it was because we were so green, and that maybe he had a thing for her. Fisher continued asking me questions. Why did Pilot Vance remove it from her ship? Was it a faulty device? I believe she was upgrading to a more stable TI. The one that she gave me, while effective, ran hot. It wasn't hard to engineer around and keep it cool, though. I was only exaggerating a little bit about that. The TI was basically nuclear, and my techs had installed several redundant cooling workarounds in order to ensure that it stayed functional without burning a hole through the bottom of the ship. It was a beast, so aggressive that Schraber and Vance had spent hours dialing it back because it tended to target friendlies and the baddies all as one big group. Do you believe, Pilot Summers, that the upgraded TI that Pilot Vance installed in her ship may have contributed to the ultimate failure of your most recent mission? Again with the button pushing. Investigator Fisher with his shaved head and his sizable belly. Quite a bully in grade school, I bet. I wonder why he was so nervous he'd chew his nails. There are plenty of gene shots to clear that tick, and they're not even too invasive. Was he worried about biological corruption? Was he, in his off hours, when alone, or perhaps with friends, one of the purists? I answered him, though.